first of all, Sharlto Copley, congrats on a beautiful performance. It was fantastic, and I thoroughly enjoyed the film.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So what is it about this comically violent crime drama that intrigued you the most?
For me, it was that I didn't really feel like it was about that. I feel like it was about something deeper, and all of Ben and Amy's films do that for me, where there's something very intriguing and mysterious and sort of like a spectacle about their films on the surface, and then when you walk out of the theater, you're like, there was something deeper. And I feel like he's dealing a lot with the brain and the mentality, and so to me, I saw The Warehouse as being the mind, and these were all the different aspects of ourselves that are trying to take control.
Very interesting. What about you?
It was, from a deeper point of view, for me, it was like about male, sort of arrogance and ego that goes horribly wrong. And then it was just a real opportunity to play a fun and unique character.
That's interesting. Brie, what were your influences when channeling Justine, and how did you prep for the role?
Well, for me, Gloria was like a huge reference point for me in this. I think that Jenna Rollins in that film is just the best, and there's so much compassion. And so part of what I wanted to bring to this, it's difficult when you're the only woman, because you feel like you have to get so much in, so many different aspects of being a woman into one character, whereas we had so many representations of what it was like to be a man. So my response to it was to try and not match all of the male energy, but instead I'm a much quieter, calmer person in this film, which means I'm not as flashy, I'm not as big of a character, but there's this like steadiness that's happening throughout the course of the film.
Okay. Sharlto, you were simply hilarious in this film, I must say. So I want to know, how did you approach a role that required such sharp comic timing at the same time with intense physical performance?
I think for me the most helpful thing was that I could do a lot of improv. It wasn't really about to be able to bring that stuff out wasn't about as much in preparation as it was that Ben gave me a lot of free rein, in the sense that, and I also was lucky because my character wasn't written originally as South African, so Ben was kind of very open to me just turning him into a South African character, and a lot of that stuff just kind of, for me, happens in the moment. And obviously using 70s, the preparation was really just kind of 70s sort of archetypes, stereotypes, if you will, with the clothes and the tash and stuff like that helps, and the flashy, gold chains.
That's interesting. Improv. Was everyone on set doing a bit of improv?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everyone sort of. There was a lot. Once we all realized, once we sort of set loose, it was pretty fun.
That's interesting. So basically, shots were being fired and everyone's just on improv, right? So that must have been fun.
You couldn't improv the shots. That was a little bit more difficult,
No,
where something was going to explode.
That stuff was planned out.
Yeah,
but we kind of go back and forth, like how Ben usually works. Is like you do one on script and then one off, one on, one off. So there is structure, but then there's chaos, and that's what I think both of his movies are
right.
kind of about.
That's amazing. So speaking of Ben, what was it like working with him, and what does he bring to the table that makes him one of the top filmmakers to work with?
I love that you just said that. Yes, he is one of the
He's
top
really
filmmakers
amazing,
to work with. He's the best.
Yeah.
He instills a lot of confidence in you, and I think it's beautiful to be cast in a role that he just feels like you're the expert on it and you get to do it, and he'll guide you in certain directions if he feels like it, but he's not like super nitpicky when it comes to what it is that you're doing, and just sets the scene and allows you to play in it.
Yeah, you'll see a lot in this film. You'll see a lot of little character moments that actors are doing that were not scripted at all, and so I think that's why actors love working with him, because he gives probably more latitude than most.
I love the 70s setting, so I have to ask you, if you could, what's the one thing you'd like to bring back from the 70s?
Probably the big collars in the shirts they had. I like those collars. I could still wear that now, I think, and not feel, too ridiculous.
I liked my sparkly scarf. I
Yeah.
wish I could wear more drapey, sparkly scarves.
Could?
I totally could.
You totally could.
Yeah,
You totally
I can
could.
do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Definitely. What's next for you other than that?
I just did a film called The Glass Castle, which I'm
Mhm.
expecting to be out soon. Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
What about you, Sharlto?
I am in a film that still doesn't have a title, with amazing cast: Joel Edgerton, Charlize Theron, a bunch of us. A great ensemble. Yeah.
Thank you so much both for chatting with us, and wishing you all the best.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you.